Under the fading edges of the wild, the line between forest and farmland has begun to blur, and with it, danger creeps closer to home. Leopards, once rulers of remote jungles, now stalk the outskirts of villages, driven there by relentless habitat loss and hunger. Every day, the silence of the hills breaks with the cries of stolen goats or torn cattle, leaving behind blood-stained fields and terrified herders. In India alone, reports of leopard attacks on livestock have surged by more than 60% in the last decade, pushing desperate communities into a cycle of retaliation. What begins as survival for the animal turns into fear for the human, and when fear grows unbearable, the rifle becomes the answer. But at what cost? As the boundary between coexistence and conflict fades, humanity faces a haunting choice: protect or pursue the predator that once symbolized nature's grace. Across the rugged hills of India, Kenya, and Nepal, one predator walks the line between fear and fascination: the leopard. As farmlands push deeper into forest edges, these stealthy hunters strike back at night, preying on goats, calves, and sheep worth thousands to struggling families. In just one decade, over 30,000 livestock attacks have been recorded across Asia and Africa, forcing local herders to turn from defense to retaliation. It's a conflict older than civilization itself, and now, when darkness falls, rifles rise, not for sport, but for survival. At the first blush of dawn, hunting teams move in silence. The mist hugs the trees, rifles slung low, boots sinking softly into the earth. Most carry .308 Winchester or .30-06 Springfield rifles, trusted for their flat trajectories and stopping power. Others prefer lighter .223 Remington setups for dense thickets where quick handling matters most. The plan is simple but perilous: locate the tracks, predict the return route, and intercept before the cat strikes again. When a hunter spots drag marks near the boundary fence, he signals with 2 fingers: it's close. The wind shifts, breath tightens, scopes rise. The leopard appears like smoke, a blur of muscle and shadow crossing an open ridge. Every hunter freezes. A whisper into the radio marks the distance, 120 meters. The shooter drops to prone, bipod locked, reticle steady on the chest. A deep exhale, then the crack of the rifle splits the silence. Dust jumps behind the cat, a miss by inches. The leopard spins, snarling, its golden eyes catching light like fire. The hunter cycles the bolt, chambering another round. The second shot lands true, punching through the shoulder. The beast roars once and vanishes into the brush. The chase begins. Following a wounded leopard demands nerves of steel. Blood trails glisten faintly on the leaves, leading into terrain that turns from grassland to rock and thorn. Here, sidearms, usually 9mm pistols, come into play for close encounters. Every step could mean an ambush. The cat's rasping growl echoes ahead, it's not dead yet. Hunters fan out, keeping visual contact. Suddenly, a blur leaps from a boulder, one final charge. A reflexive double tap ends at midair. The silence that follows isn't triumph, it's relief. The riflemen bow their heads, the hunt is done, but respect remains.
He's done.
Not every shot is lethal. In some operations, rangers use tranquilizer rifles fitted with CO2 systems to subdue problem leopards without killing them. These rifles fire darts tipped with sedative at 25 to 40 meters, demanding the same marksmanship as a live round. Once the cat collapses, teams rush in with nets, monitoring its pulse before tagging and relocating it far from villages. Yet relocation often fails. Studies show over 60% of leopards return to conflict zones within months. For those that can't adapt, lethal control remains the only viable line of defense. Each region has its own battlefield. In Nepal's mid-hills, hunts unfold on terraced slopes under monsoon clouds. In Kenya's Rift Valley, shooters set ambushes along dry riverbeds where leopards drag prey. In India's Uttarakhand forests, authorities coordinate licensed hunts after repeated livestock attacks, over 80 government-approved operations in 2024 alone. Every mission follows a strict protocol: confirm the threat, ensure clean visibility, fire only when certain. It's not about trophies, it's about restoring balance where coexistence has broken down.
Dieses Chaos, das hier wieder.
When the smoke clears and the forest falls silent, what remains is the question that haunts every hunter and viewer alike: who truly owns the wilderness? The leopard kills to survive, humans hunt to protect what's theirs. Between them lies a fragile line of survival and respect. If you believe these stories deserve to be told, if you want to witness more of nature's fiercest confrontations, like this video, share your opinion in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more raw hunts, real data, and the untold battles between man and the wild. Under the frozen skies of Canada and Alaska, a shadow moves silently through the snow: the lynx, Lynx canadensis, one of North America's most elusive predators. With its triangular ears tipped in black tufts, thick silvery fur, and snowshoe-like paws, the lynx is built for survival in landscapes where temperatures drop below -40°F. Mostly active at night, it hunts with surgical precision, slipping through forests and frozen fields to strike its prey, often chickens, ducks, or snowshoe hares, with a swift bite to the neck or head. Today, scientists estimate that around 50,000 lynxes roam across the northern wilderness, from the Yukon to the Great Lakes, thriving in isolation yet inching ever closer to human settlements. As their silent hunts spill into rural backyards and farms, tension rises between beauty and danger, survival and intrusion. So how long can this ghost of the Arctic woods remain a secret of the night before its paths cross too closely with ours? Across the frostbitten forests of Eurasia and North America, the lynx, a silent, elusive predator with tufted ears and piercing amber eyes, has re-emerged at the center of fierce global debate. This medium-sized wildcat, known for its stealth and precision hunting, preys primarily on hares, birds, and small deer. Yet its growing interaction with livestock and domestic animals has reignited conflict between conservationists and hunters. Once revered as a symbol of wilderness balance, the lynx now faces an uncertain future as countries wrestle between protection and population control. Although the lynx rarely threatens humans directly, its growing presence near villages and farmlands has led to rising economic and emotional damage for communities living close to the wild. These stealthy predators often target sheep, goats, poultry, and even pet dogs or cats, striking swiftly at night and vanishing back into dense forests before dawn. In regions like Finland, Belarus, and northern Sweden, farmers have reported hundreds of livestock losses each year, with some herders claiming damages exceeding tens of thousands of dollars annually. Beyond livestock, lynx predation disrupts local deer and hare populations, resources also relied upon by hunters, fueling tensions between conservation goals and rural livelihoods. For many, the damage is not only financial but psychological. The constant fear of unseen eyes in the dark forests has reignited long-buried fears of living side by side with predators. In Belarus, the controversy has reached a breaking point. For the first time in nearly 40 years, authorities reopened the lynx hunting season, running from October 1st to January 31st. Officials claim the move is intended to regulate predator numbers and protect rural livelihoods, but conservationists call it a grave mistake, pointing out that the species remains endangered within the country. With populations fragmented and breeding pairs declining, experts warn that legal hunts could undo decades of conservation progress and push the Belarusian lynx toward local extinction. Environmental groups argue that fewer than 300 individuals may remain nationwide, making every loss significant. Hunters, on the other hand, insist that rising lynx predation on roe deer and livestock has become unsustainable. As tensions rise, Belarus now stands at a crossroads between traditional wildlife management and the urgent need for species recovery.
I missed the cat.
Meanwhile in Sweden, the government's decision to issue 87 lynx hunting licenses for early 2025 sparked outrage across Europe. Officials argued it was a measure of predator management, necessary to maintain balance among deer and reindeer populations. Yet environmental organizations insist the cull violates EU environmental law, as the lynx remains a protected species under the Habitats Directive. The speed of the hunts shocked many. Within just 2 weeks, 6 of the 10 Swedish counties had already reached their quotas, prompting abrupt closures and renewed calls for stricter oversight. Across the Atlantic, the story unfolds differently. In Minnesota, U.S. federal courts upheld strict restrictions on traps and snares within the lynx management zone, located in the state's northeastern wilderness. These measures aim to protect the endangered Canadian lynx from incidental harm, especially during trapping seasons targeting other species like bobcats or coyotes. Similarly, in Maine, there is no open lynx hunting or trapping season at all. The species is federally listed as threatened, and even accidental catches can lead to significant penalties. Yet not all American states are moving in the same direction. In Colorado, the controversial Proposition 127 sought to ban the hunting and trapping of lynx, bobcats, and mountain lions in 2024. Though the proposal was defeated with roughly 55% voting against, it reignited fierce public debate. Ironically, lynx hunting is already illegal in Colorado, as they are federally protected, but the measure's defeat reflected ongoing tension between wildlife advocates and hunters over expanding these protections further. For seasoned mountain hunters, the vote was more than politics, it was about the legacy of the chase. In the cold dawns of the Rockies, hunters speak of the discipline it takes to track a cat's print through snowdrifts, armed with a .243 Winchester or .270 bolt-action rifle and guided by hounds trained to follow faint trails. From Europe's strict environmental laws to North America's adaptive management systems, the fate of the lynx remains a test of how humanity balances predator conservation and human coexistence. For hunters, it is also a symbol of respect for the land, the law, and the animal itself. Are these hunts a step toward ecological balance, or a sign of history repeating itself, where fear and conflict once again drive an endangered predator toward decline? The answer may shape not only the future of the lynx, but also how societies define their relationship with the wild itself, where every trigger pulled, every track followed, and every law written reflects humanity's eternal struggle between control and coexistence. The story of the lynx is a powerful reminder of how fragile the balance between wildlife conservation and human safety can be. From Europe's strict protection laws to selective hunts in Alaska and Belarus, every policy reflects a different vision of coexistence. Some see hunting as a necessary control, others view it as a threat to nature's equilibrium. But one truth remains: the survival of the lynx depends on how wisely we manage that balance. So, what do you think? Do you agree with these hunting methods, or should the lynx remain fully protected? If you agree, make sure to like this video, and if you disagree, share your opinion in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates on the world's most fascinating and controversial wildlife stories. Across continents, wild foxes have proven to be among the most adaptable predators on Earth, thriving from the frozen tundra of Alaska and the forests of Europe to the deserts of Australia and the farmlands of South Africa. But their survival success comes with a heavy cost. In Australia alone, over 300,000 foxes are believed to roam, killing an estimated 20 million native animals each night, while in the UK, rural counties report tens of thousands of farm losses annually. Governments worldwide have tried everything, from night hunts and bounty programs to sterilization and the use of guardian dogs, to keep populations in check. Yet, foxes continue to outsmart traps, infiltrate barns, and even adapt to city life, scavenging through garbage and nesting beneath suburban decks. The question now is, should fox control be viewed as a necessity for ecological balance or an ethical dilemma between conservation and survival? Let's uncover how humans are struggling, and sometimes failing, to coexist with this cunning predator. Across the rugged grasslands and moonlit fields of Australia, a sleek figure slips silently through the shadows, eyes glowing, tail low, steps calculated. It is the wild fox, a predator that doesn't belong here yet dominates nearly every corner of the continent. From the coastlines of Victoria to the deserts of Western Australia, foxes now occupy about 80% of mainland Australia, their numbers estimated at 1.7 million and rising. Agile, intelligent, and adaptable, the wild fox has become one of the most devastating invasive species in the nation's history. But how did a creature from Europe and Asia come to rule Australia's heartland, and what has it cost the land and its people? The story begins in the mid-19th century, when European settlers intentionally released wild foxes for recreational hunting near Melbourne and Sydney. In their eyes, Australia's wilderness needed the excitement of the old country sport. But this decision sparked an invasion that would reshape the ecosystem forever. The fox, finding no natural predators and abundant prey, spread rapidly across grasslands, farms, and forests. Its expansion was supercharged by the arrival of European rabbits, another imported species, which multiplied explosively and became the fox's favorite meal. Within a century, the wild fox had conquered almost all of Australia, except for the humid tropics of the far north and a few isolated offshore islands.
Got him! Heck of a shot.
Can get you check up.
With sharp claws, silent steps, and uncanny intelligence, wild foxes turned Australia's natural world into a hunting ground. They prey on small to medium-sized mammals, reptiles, ground-nesting birds, and even turtle eggs. Every year, it's estimated that foxes kill more than 300 million native animals, including over 100 million birds, 100 million mammals, and 80 million reptiles. Among their victims are bettongs, bandicoots, numbats, quokkas, and brown parrots, many of which have vanished completely from areas where foxes now roam. Native species weighing under 5.5 kilograms, those never adapted to fight off mammalian predators, suffer the worst losses. Across open farmlands and conservation parks, their absence leaves an eerie silence where native life once flourished.
Still alive.
Yeah.
Under the vast Australian night sky, the hunt for wild foxes is not a pastime, it's a battle for survival, a defense of farms, and a fight to protect native wildlife. When the moonlight cuts across open paddocks and distant hills, experienced hunters take position, scanning the horizon with thermal scopes and infrared spotlights. Each flash of movement might be a fox, swift, silent, and deadly to lambs, poultry, and native marsupials. In a country where these predators kill over 300 million native animals every year, hunting is not just tradition, it's one of the most vital tools of environmental management. In denser scrublands or along river systems, night hunting has become increasingly popular and effective. With thermal optics, night vision scopes, and mounted lights, hunters can spot foxes invisible to the naked eye. These advanced tools reveal heat signatures even in pitch darkness, allowing shooters to act before the animal ever senses danger. Night operations are often coordinated between landowners and government wildlife officers, especially during lambing season, when fox attacks peak. In some rural districts, organized night hunts have removed hundreds of foxes in a single weekend, easing pressure on both livestock and native wildlife.
G'day!
Still, not all control involves killing. Across many farms, guardian dogs, alpacas, and even donkeys are being used as living protectors of livestock. A single well-trained Maremma sheepdog can defend flocks by barking, chasing, or simply being present, cutting fox attacks by over 80% in some studies. Unlike traps or poison, these animals deter rather than destroy, creating a psychological barrier that keeps foxes away. They've become symbols of a more humane approach, one where humans and animals work together to defend the balance that invasive predators once shattered. Each successful hunt represents more than just a victory, it's a step toward restoring balance to Australia's fragile ecosystems. Every wild fox taken down means fewer lambs lost, fewer native birds slaughtered, and another chance for the land to heal. Yet the question remains, is hunting truly the best solution, or merely another way we attempt to correct our own mistakes? So what do you think? Do you agree with this hunting method, or do you believe there's a better way to manage the wild fox invasion? If you agree, please like the video to show your support. If not, share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more real stories about nature, survival, and the fight to protect our planet's balance.